Were you guys able to complete the project or the assignment?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, we will start with. Let's start with Maria,
Okay.
since you're the furthest to the left on my screen.
So, do I need to share my screen or I'll
Yeah,
just...
yeah, it'd be
Okay.
best if you share your screen.
Alright.
Or should be the same.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So my
She got.
quest,
Okay.
yeah.
Go
Go
ahead. Go
ahead,
ahead.
Vivian. Yeah, go
Now,
ahead.
I just made a list of some of the codes that I didn't understand.
Okay.
So I just noted them on Notepad. Um, so I guess these are some of the common stuffs that I've seen on the pages that I have no idea what they are.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. So,
Yes, yes.
what's gonna happen is, as Maria goes through them, tell me anything that corresponds to your list, so that we can make
Uh,
a master
uh,
list of things that are not understood.
Chika, if you don't mind, maybe Vivian can
Go first.
go ahead first. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
And then I have a list also. So she can go first. Yeah.
Okay, and just let me
Okay,
know when something that she says overlaps with
Okay.
what you
okay,
run into.
Uh-huh. Okay. I will.
okay. So basically, are you seeing my screen now?
Not yet, sadly. Okay, yeah, now I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So these are the stuffs that I really don't understand. So this one you've explained yesterday, div class block.
Okay.
Um, the test X, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Uh, bottled water cooler price. I don't know if that's a code you personally did, or like it's really you've done it as a special code for a particular page. And div class 2/3 first.
Okay. So with the div class 2/3 first, that one is like the 1/2, 1/3.
Yes.
That's the same thing. That one's 2/3.
Okay.
And then remember,
um
if you want it to come first, you put first at the end of it.
yeah, okay. The gravity form. Okay, I am seeing a form for this one. um I don't know if it's a standard one.
Huh?
um Gravity form ID, when I check the page, it does show a form where it asks for information like name.
Okay.
So this is a bit confusing. I don't know if that's a set one. That's it's a term. BR. I've been trying to research BR. I'm not really sure. Okay, so this one, HR style. So I'm not sure of this, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is the style of the headline. Am I
Say that
correct?
one more time.
And the style of the headline, because H3 denotes a headline, right?
Correct.
The
Yes.
size of the
Okay.
font, okay?
Okay.
And then color is the color of the headline.
Correct.
What I don't understand is the number FFFFF,
Okay.
number sign FFF. Yeah, okay. Div class 1/3 first style text align center. This is kind of long. So I know what div class is. I know what 1/3 is. So this you just added the style text align center. center. So I don't know this code. Does this mean that it's aligned in the center?
Yes, it does. I'm just loving you going through right now. I'm just writing it all down. Maria, is any of this
Okay.
matching what you're thinking?
Yeah. Also, same with some of Vivian's. Some of the codes I really don't understand. What's the use of it, and what are those? Is that, for example, for the quotation color like that? What's the FFF? Is that the shade or a
Yeah.
color? What
Yes.
kind of shade like that?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And the next one is BTN. Okay, it's first time that I've seen it. BTN URL. So I don't know if this denotes to a particular web page, but I don't know. The next words there aren't really pointing to a web page. Light box equals no color blue. That this is confusing for me.
Okay.
Uh huh. And PID. Okay, so I know what P is. It's for paragraph.
Mhm.
But I don't know what ID is for, because usually when we use P, you said that you can use style, or I mean, um, P is used alone. That was the lesson that we learned
Mhm.
yesterday. So I don't know what ID is equals to, quotation 9 ARLA capital U.
Mhm.
I don't know what that's for.
Yeah, me too. I don't know that.
Okay. A href uh, equals okay. It's sort of pointing out to a website. So href, I don't know what that means. So I've heard that word before from
Mhm.
my last client before. Uh, href lang. So I don't know if that's the same.
Okay.
Uh, PID. So I hear the bunch of codes again. WT. So I don't know what that's for too. So this one is really strange because it has an exclamation mark, two dashes, more of our products. So that's a bit confusing for me.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't know
me
what
too. Yeah.
TBT means. Yeah.
Mhm.
Iframe width, I am not sure if this is pointing out to an image
Mhm.
or a video that's supposed to be embedded on that website.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, and then the cert banner, I don't know what that is. So more or less, those are the stuff that I don't really understand.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Perfect. We're gonna go over most of that. We're gonna try to keep. We're gonna try to be done in about an hour, max an hour and a half.
Okay.
So, and then I'm gonna let you guys work on some stuff. So, um, all these things are really, really good questions. There was about most of it is stuff that you haven't seen before, and you haven't seen it before because I haven't shown it to you before. So, that's 100% good. There is one thing I feel like I should have shown you that we can show you today. Maria, what stuff did you find?
Yeah. For me, I will not discuss anymore the ones that Vivian already pointed out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the ones I've read last night on part two, images and tables. I sorry, I didn't share my screen. Sorry. Can you see now my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm on the part for the images and tables. So my question is, do we need to use this kind of Excel table when I read this? The one that you put all the codes in an Excel sheet. Can you see this table builder?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's the use of this? Is it for us to use it for easier for putting codes in WordPress like that, or
So tables are a little bit more advanced. We don't really use them very much anymore.
mhm. Okay.
Tables used to tables used to work to format the page. Then
Mm-hmm.
everybody stopped using tables and started using divs.
Ah,
So
okay.
people used to put everything kind of in a table-like format, if
Mm-hmm.
you can think of it. So now tables are only used for tables.
Okay.
However, we still have some old sites that have table information on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I may personally have to go find and clean out.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So for this one that I read, I don't need to really what you call it. It's not really important that for us to learn, for just for us
um,
to have an
Not right
information
now.
about it.
I think eventually it might come into play, but
Mm-hmm.
right now, if a table is needed, you can always reach out to me or anyone in
Okay.
tech.
Oh,
So right now,
okay.
I don't think that that's necessarily too important. Well,
All right.
that's a little bit more advanced and a little bit more outdated too at the same time. So
Mm. So yeah, and also for this code CSS because I don't know anything about CSS. Like this one, formatting rules for the breakout style.
okay,
So, like what Vivian said earlier, like for this one, background dash color colon like this, and then CCC border. I don't know anything about this and what's the use of it, like that.
okay,
What's breakout style? Mm-hmm.
okay, no problem. That's
Okay,
perfect.
yeah, that's and the other questions were already discussed by Vivian, yeah, for
Okay,
the other codes. Mhm.
well that is perfect because
Okay.
that fits right into the stuff that we're going to be
Mhm.
working on today. So
Uh-huh. Okay.
let's see. Let me half screen this thing because I really want you guys to be able to see this. Okay, so let me screen share.
Chica, can you send me back to the? I sort of didn't get
Excuse
to
me.
the WordPress admin site of Can you send me the link and the
The
what
chat.
do you call this? The login details again, so I can take note of them.
There you go. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
All right, so I think I'm gonna continue along my A Mother's Treasure. Okay, so the next question I have for you guys before I get into anything new is how comfortable are you guys with how comfortable are you guys with everything that we did yesterday? Like, how do you feel about creating a page that has different columns and classes and stuff like that?
Uh,
Not yet that
uh,
comfortable.
Not comfortable?
Me
Okay.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
we still have doubts. We're not that confident.
Okay.
I guess I can speak this say the same for you.
Mm.
Yeah, we're
All
still
right.
not really comfortable with you know, although we know, I mean, on my part, I know the uses, but there's still this nagging feeling
I understand.
that
Yeah,
we
and
would
it's if you want to know the truth, sometimes I do too. Like this stuff is really complex. So,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I'm
yeah.
asking that is because some of the things that you guys did not understand when you went through the pages are things that you need to understand the pages before I can go into depth in it. So I don't want to go too much deeper until I know for sure that you guys are comfortable doing this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a step back. Today I'm only gonna show you guys how to embed forms. I'm going to teach you guys about shortcodes and what they are. And then I'm going to, that way you guys will get that cleared up. And then I'm going to teach you guys embedding maps. That's it. Then I'm going to have a bunch of exercises for you guys to do that should be able to help you internalize it. Now, I'm going to give you these exercises. And then if you have the free time, if you want to learn it faster, you can add on to it and do more.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to start you off with these. I think these should be enough to get you to where you're comfortable understanding those basics. Okay. So that's not to say I'm not going to answer your questions because all your questions will get answered. Okay. I just want you um, to get more practice in before we go that far. If you're not comfortable, you need to be 100% comfortable with this before we move on. Basically, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Okay, so with that being said, the first thing I want to talk about is you guys are familiar with the P tags. This ID, um, everything that's a tag, right? The P's, the div, eventually you'll learn the span. Every single tag has what's called attributes. It can have um, a style attribute, so you can style it. Have a width attribute, so you can tell it how wide it should be. And have a height attribute. And have a class. And have an ID. So when you see things inside of the tags, understand that what that means is everything that the tag controls or manipulates is also manipulated by whatever is in that tag, that attribute. So that's why when we say class equals 1/2 first, what it's going to do is apply 1/2 and apply first class to the P tag that starts here and ends here. Does that make
Excuse
sense?
me, Chica. Can you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
make again your
Oh,
screen a
yes.
little bigger?
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay,
Thank you. Okay.
so this ID means I don't know exactly what this is or how that got there, but this ID, this
Yeah.
P tag does whatever this ID tells it to do, and it starts here and it ends there. So the reason why I didn't want to go too in depth in that is because you guys won't be using too many of them. The only ones you guys are really gonna need to know are class, and that might be it. Because I'm not gonna want you guys styling anything,
Mhm.
if possible. Okay. So the next thing on the list was the A tag, right? Href.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
I won't lie to you. I literally have forgotten what the href means, but I'll tell you what it does do. The href tells the computer or the browser where to send the link. Okay, so this is the A tag. So this is the equivalent of this, except it has an attribute of href. And
Okay.
what that's telling it to do is to go to that site. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
And it ends right here. That. So when I switch to visual, this is a link. Because you can see the A href is before it and the A ends it right before originally.
Okay. So that's HTML for linking a word.
Correct.
Mm.
Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you can do that here. Yeah, you can do that here without having to remember that. So
Mhm.
you can press the link button.
There's a shortcut. Mhm.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
shortcut for it.
Oh, thank
So
God for that.
Yeah.
yeah, so you don't have to memorize all of that.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So that's for link. In fact, I think if you highlight it, it gives you. Oh no, it's still the same options. Let's get options. Okay. So that's what the ahref thing meant. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is, and we're almost done with the teaching. So you know the tags have these, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if you notice, one thing you guys didn't know what it meant was these. So I think one of the ones you were talking about would have been like up here at the top where it says business name.
Mhm.
You see how that is just random?
Yeah.
But then when you go to the site, it says Cooksey Culligan. Okay? So now let me break that down for you even further. So it says Cooksey Culligan, right?
Mhm.
Actually, let me do it here. It'll be easier for you to see. Okay, so on this page, the very first thing I'm going to put on the page So I'm gonna put it in an H2 tag. It's gonna be business name. Okay, I'm gonna update it.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, why H2 for the tag?
Just that's the size I want it to be. That's actually a very,
Uh,
very good
is
question.
it H for heading?
Yes, heading one, heading
Okay.
two, heading three.
Okay.
So this is heading two. If I make it three,
Mm.
it'll be a little bit smaller.
Okay.
So the bigger the number, the smaller the image.
The bigger the number, the smaller the image.
So this should be a little bit smaller because it's H3. This right here is the size of H1. Okay. Now you're probably wondering how in the world is it figuring out what the business name is, right?
Mhm.
Like where is this? Okay. So before I show you where it is, let me show you why we do it. So we have all of these websites, and if you open them up, so if you open up this one, open up this one, it's gonna open up a bunch of them in a row here, so you guys can see. This one looks similar to this one. Well, I guess these two naturally, of course, they look ugly together, but this one and this one look basically exactly alike, right?
Mhm.
But they say different things. Laredo. Oh, this is our old site. That's the old version of it. Culligan.biz. This one. So this one here, Cooksey Culligan. If you go to its homepage, it still has the woman and the kid, but same thing, Cooksey Culligan, right?
Mhm.
So if we had to make this page right here multiple times, let me see, am I zoomed in right? Is that good? Okay. If I had to make this page for every one of these sites, that would suck to have to go see Culligan, then go back and be Laredo, Culligan. See, that would take a lot of time because so many pages have business name. Does that make sense? So we
Yes.
created this thing called shortcodes so that the page can stay exactly the same. So now, since this is in a shortcode called business name, all I have to do is change what business name means on this website, and then it'll show up differently. So right now, it's Cooksey Culligan. Okay. If I go to settings and business settings, we have this thing called the Super Business plugin. This is 100% made by us, Optimized Marketing. No one else has this. Maybe people
Okay.
make their own versions of it, but we're the only ones that have this. Okay. If you look here, Cooksey Culligan is listed under business name,
Ah, okay. Okay.
and
Okay.
that's the
So as
shortcode
a
for
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So
So
it's
if I
already
change it
set.
here to Chica's Kitchen, right, and I click out, it'll go yellow and then it'll go green, and that means that it's saved. And now we're no longer Cooksey Culligan. We are now uh, Chica's Kitchen.
Okay.
See that? So now if I take it to another site, if I take it to any of these sites, this page will still say business name. It's not going to change. So that saves us from having to go back and change this every time.
Okay.
You
Okay.
see? So we
Yeah.
can make all the changes for the website right here. So everything from the emails, the specials, the value propositions, all of it. And you can see these shortcodes are here on the side, right?
Mhm.
So I believe there was one that you had that was like a button, right? BTN. That one might be built in. There it is, button. And what the button does is it creates a button. Although I guess, I don't know what the heck it is. There it is. It has all this code here. So you guys are probably never going to have to do too much here. The most you'll ever have to do is someone might say, "Hey, can you change the salutation title to owner?"
Mm.
And then you just come change it. Now, every single page that has salutation title will be updated to owner. So
Okay.
instead of looking for vice president on every page, all you have to do is change it one place and it changes it on the entire site. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
So as you guys are going through doing pages, you'll see that those shortcodes come in handy. Now, with the shortcodes, sometimes you can't memorize them all, right? Because
Mhm.
we
Yes.
have all of these, and each one of them has its own, right? And then let's see, we have area information, right? So these are this is the service area, the cities. There's a lot of shortcodes. It's tough to remember, but luckily there is a shortcodes UI button here. You select all shortcodes, and then you can just literally pick which shortcode you want. So if you want bottled water cooler price, I don't even know if there is one. You just say that, insert shortcode, update. And then somewhere in this page, I don't know, I might have messed up the formatting of it because I put it in the middle. There it is. There's the price.
Oh, okay.
So I inserted that just by going to the shortcodes UI. Okay, so does that make sense?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Does it make sense
Yes.
why we use it, how we use it, and
Okay.
to get to it is settings, business settings.
Excuse me.
So that should answer quite a few of the questions that you had.
Mhm.
Now the next two things I want to teach you are going to be pretty simple and pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys have both done this before. It's just going to be embedding maps and adding forms. So the first one I'm going to do is the form. So you have your shortcodes here. The other one you have is add media, and then now you have add form. So all you do is you click the add form button. If you're a smart person and know how to use your computer, sorry, I'm an idiot. And you select the form. So if you want the delivery form, the whoever is asking you to do it will tell you, oh, you can't see the list, can you? Okay. When you guys do this, you'll see an actual pop-up list. Okay, you'll see a list actually pop up. You can't see it on the screen, but you click the down arrow and there's a lot of different options. Most of the times we don't display the title, we don't display the description. You don't really need that. And you just hit insert form. I'm pretty sure I did. Boom. So that's where the form comes from.
Okay.
Then when you hit update, now you have a form. I don't think that you will be creating forms.
Mm.
Um, Sorry, I'm taking notes here. There's a couple things I stumbled upon realizing, which is that I don't know if you guys are going to be creating forms or not. That's something we need to know. But I don't
Mm.
think you
Okay.
guys will be handling forms. So,
Mhm.
but that is how forms work. Okay. So do you guys kind of understand how that happened?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where the forms are held is right here. We talked about the first day forms. These are the different forms that we have to choose from. You shouldn't have to worry about more than just these forms. For now, maybe in the future they'll teach you how to do that, but for now, just knowing what they look like and how to add them to the page is more than enough. Make sure you don't have the title and you don't have the description, okay? And that's it. That's how forms work.
Okay.
The last thing I'm going to show you is going to be YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube and I guess I should do YouTube and I do way too much fitness stuff. Okay, YouTube and um, Google Maps. So you guys know how to embed a map, correct? Do you know how to?
Me, no. I
No. Okay.
don't know. I don't
No.
know
Okay. So we'll start the teaching of the embedding map right now. So what you do is you're going to get an address. So for this one, we'll just take the address from Lansing. This is their address, 3460. Right. You're going to copy it. You're going to Google it. It's the easiest way to do it. Just Google it. When it comes up, you click on the thing. Okay, I guess that's not good. You click on maps, I guess. Guess it's better to go to maps. It's faster. So once you get there, you paste it, and then you hit share. Now the share button is here right now. Sometimes the share button is not in the exact same place, or sometimes it moves, but the goal is to get to share. When you get to share, it's going to give you a link, but we're not trying to get a link. We want to embed the map. We like to go small or medium. Just depends on how much space is on the page, but small is usually fine. And make sure that you have the map marker easy to see. So you don't want it like this. You want it where they can clearly see where it is. Then this iframe, you just copy it. It is. Go back to your page. Put it in here. Paste it. Now, this is that Google map. If you guys notice, this is an iframe, but it's a tag.
Okay.
See that?
Got it.
So it's a tag. Now you'll never have to memorize this tag because, like, God help us
Yeah.
all if we try to memorize that. But it's a tag, and here's its source.
Okay.
Okay, that's its attribute. So I'm gonna update it. And remember, this is all being recorded. So if you get to a point where you don't understand something, please go through and rewatch it. So I'm gonna send you the link to this session when we get done.
Okay.
And there is the map.
Ah.
Okay. So to re-show y'all how that's done, contact us just so that you can find the address. It doesn't matter which one you pick. Just grab the address. We decided that maps.google.com is the way to go. You go to Google Maps, you paste the address, go to share,
Okay.
make sure you click embed. Just get the smaller one. Make sure that the map marker is somewhere that can be seen. And then copy this code. Don't close it out until after you have checked the page, because you don't want to have to, if something went wrong, you don't want to have to redo that whole search. So you check the page. Should be below this, I'm guessing, or next to it somewhere. There it is. And if everything's good, then you can close this out. And that is how you embed a map. Now, YouTube video is pretty much the same thing. You find the video through the URL that you want to embed. You find the share button. You go to embed, and it'll give you this, this list.
Got it.
Now, remember when I told you that tags can have width and height?
Yeah.
A lot of times you can just embed it like it is, but sometimes it might be too big. So if it's too big, you just change it width and height. So maybe make it 400 by 300. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Copy it. You figure out exactly where it is that you are.
Yeah.
Paste it. Okay. Or preview, whichever one tickles your fancy. And then you refresh. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? So that's how we do it. Now, that pretty much should give you everything that you need to be able to make any kind of page that you need to make look decent on our themes. So I'll go through them all one more time, super
Okay.
fast, okay?
Mm.
So the first thing we worked on was we learned about the tags, each headings, and them having attributes, right?
Okay.
Then the next thing that we learned was we learned shortcodes can be inserted onto the page. Select all shortcodes. You can select a list. Let's do a list, county list. Insert shortcode. If we want to edit that, we go to settings, business settings. We go to business and we find the shortcode. If it's not there, it'll be in locations. The way this is split up, we have location shortcodes like your Google Map, your office hours, your phone number, your address. These are all things that are based on the location.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have one thing that's industry specific, but we have business specific shortcodes, and they are things that are business only. Like they're never gonna have two business names, but they might have two addresses. They'll never have two salutation names, but they might have two cities that they service. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So these are business specific, area specific. So this is the business stuff that has to do with like city, county, state, all that kind of stuff. And then we have the industry information, things that are specific to this industry, the water industry. So their offers, their images for like the softener and all that stuff. If you notice, it is using the relative URL. This one actually adds the width and the height. And if you see the quotation mark is a single quote, not a double, it's still just as effective. And more offers. So that's the business plugin. It's not really too necessary right now. Just understanding where it is more important for now. We'll get into that after you guys get the page building down. So that's shortcodes. The next thing that we learned was adding a form to the page, avoiding the title and description. Then after we learned that, we learned how to um, get a map,
Mm-hmm.
which is just getting an address. Does it even have an address? Oh my god, it has an address. So you get the whole address. You go to maps.google.com or google.com/maps, whichever one. You go to share, embed, usually small, sometimes medium, it depends. Make sure it's visible. Move it till it's visible. Make sure that whole thing is copied. Do not close it until you've checked the page. That will save you so many little headaches. Here's the list. Here's the form. Here's the map. And then last but not least, we have YouTube. Same thing for this. Share, embed. I'm just going to leave this default. Remember again, you can edit this, the width and the height as needed to make the page look better. Add that as well. Great. And when we take a look at the page, there's a video. Okay. So that you guys have any questions?
No.
Is there anything that that you guys want to ask about from yesterday, today, any of it at the moment?
Pretty clear from yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys, we're going to call it here so you guys can take off, but
Mhm.
I'm giving you guys exercises, and you guys are gonna have to remember when you look at the page. This is a URL that you send me. You guys are gonna create a bunch of pages, and I want you guys to send me the URLs for each one. And beside it, let me know which one it is that you are sending me, because each exercise is gonna have its own list of things that you guys are gonna
Okay.
be doing. Here, I'll bring it over there so you guys can see it on the screen share.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna be creating a page that has two images in separate divs side by side. Then after that, you're gonna send it to me, or well, not send it to me, but just save it so you can send me it in a big batch. You're gonna create a page that has three paragraphs of of text in three columns. Add an image to the middle column. So basically, you guys are just gonna do everything on this list. This one's tough because you're gonna have to create a page that has basically all these variations on it. So that's gonna be a lot of paragraphs and divs, all that stuff. So it does also include embedding. I believe I have it embedding a map. Do I? Yeah, here's a map. Um, let's see. Let's do one more with a video. Create a page that has 3 YouTube videos. Um, YouTube videos. Bonus if you can get them all side by side. Okay. So that should give you guys plenty to practice. And so I think there's 3 hours left, but you guys don't have to do it all right now. Obviously, you guys can take off. But the resources you guys are going to have is I found you guys a nice little cheat sheet that you guys can add to everything else you have. It has common tags like headers, paragraph, bold, italic. Here's the link, divs, images, lists. You remember all this. Break lines. Some of this stuff you haven't seen, and it's okay because I want you guys to have this just in case this shows up on the site, right? So this will also tell you some of the stuff that you saw that you didn't quite understand.
Mhm.
This will help explain that too. So I'm about to send you guys an email that has all of this information with the exercises for today on there, the login as well. And these are the things that we did today. We reviewed the questions, um, I'll show you guys shortcodes, embedding maps, and forms.
Okay.
So
Can you also send me if this is recorded? Can you also send me a recording of
of this one,
the
yes.
one? Yeah, and the one yesterday, was that yet recorded?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So you guys will have access to all of that. So
Okay.
you guys will be
Okay.
able to use that to figure it out. So I'm hoping if I give you guys a day of that and you guys are more comfortable, then we can move forward. If not, we'll do it again. Like we're gonna keep working on it until we get this down. Once we can make pages, then the next step is gonna be reading the pages that have already been made and making changes to them. Okay. Then when we get to that point, you guys are gonna. I'm expecting you guys to be dealing with live, real examples, real clients starting on Monday.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's everything's moving in the right direction. I'm really proud of y'all. You guys are working really hard, and
Ah, okay.
you guys are picking up really fast. It's making my job so
Thank
easy.
you.
So
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys may have a hard time with this, but go back and look at the video, and it should explain it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's not a problem. The problem with me is making the YouTube videos side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a bonus. If you can't do it, I don't have a problem with it. I just want you guys to
Okay,
try.
but I'll try to figure out. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just try. Have fun with it.
Okay.
We'll try to
So
figure out.
so I'll email this to y'all, and you guys should be able to move forward with it, and I'll be able to see um, what trouble spots you guys are having based on that. So even if you don't completely finish it, save the draft and send me the preview.
Okay.
Okay, and then tell me what it was that confused you, and then I can write back to you and get back to you on that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So
do you need it within the day?
I guess for you guys it would be within the day. For me, it'll be tomorrow. So yes,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
before we get together tomorrow, preferably in time for me to look it over.
Okay.
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 So
So
um,
before we log in like that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that I can just look it over and be ready to help you. I want moving forward. There's not that much. I don't think there's that
Mhm.
much to teach y'all. There's a few more short codes. Sorry, not short codes. There's a few more plugins that you guys need to understand how they work. But it's not really like this is the bulk of the difficult stuff right here. So once you guys this is all brand new to you, correct?
Okay. Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other stuff is going to be click here. Make sure you do this. Don't forget to do that. But this is actual learning. So we need to make sure that we get the foundation down. And I mean, this is stuff you guys can take anywhere. This is true HTML. So
Yeah.
you guys will be able to basically fully make your own websites. Not
Mhm.
quite with the styling yet, but you guys can pick that up pretty quickly after you get this. This is harder than that. So um, let's see. All right. So yeah, you guys are good to go unless you guys have any more questions for me. Let
Yeah.
me
No.
get this email out to y'all before. Let me get this email out to you guys before we hang up, so that everyone's on the same page. And then after this broadcast, I'm gonna. Do you guys care if you have each other's emails or no?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Then I'll just put it all together.
Oh, by the way, sorry for the noise.
I can't hear anything.
For the rooster. For the rooster.
I don't know where it's morning for y'all.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
can hear
They're chickens. The chickens.
my neighbor. Yeah. You, Vivian, I don't hear anything. Your place is quiet.
Really? This
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
I can't
bad
hear
view.
anything.
it's quiet. For me, my neighbors are all awake.
I legit can't even hear.
Ah,
I can't
really?
hear.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I'm super deaf, so it works.
Because of
Um,
your headset. There's a noise reduction.
oh, that might actually be it, but yeah, I legit don't hear it at all.
Mhm.
All right. So that should give you everything you need.
Mhm.
Um, oh no, I need to give you the links to the other YouTube videos
This
from
is my
last week.
transient. This is my transient unit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I rent this
We're in
out.
Baguio. We're in Baguio.
Uh, Makakeng Marcos Highway. I rent this unit
Ah,
out for guests.
mm.
So it has an internet connection. So I have two internet
Ah,
connections. One at
wow.
yeah. This is a one bedroom place that I rent out.
Uh-huh. But you're really
So
from Makati, right?
and
You
yeah, from Manila,
relocated, then you relocated
fi-
to Baguio.
5 years. 5 years pa lang ako. Yeah,
Ah,
5 years, just 5 years here in Baguio.
but I envy you because you have a good weather, a cool weather. You know, here in Makati, it's still humid.
I know.
And it's very difficult to work if it's hot and humid. So
Yeah,
I need to switch my AC like 4 hours in a day, and then at night it will be like 7 hours. You know, it's very
how much is your electric bill?
it's going up, but me and my husband are sharing for the electricity bill, so that we're splitting up so that we can pay the bills. You
Yep,
know, I
centralized.
have an asthma, so
And
I need to be uh,
yeah,
I need to have a cooler area. It's very difficult for me
I
to
come
breathe.
up here.
Yeah,
Come up
I
here
hope
now.
I can work there.
Centralized aircon.
Yeah, good. And I envy you because the you have less bills for the rate of the electricity, unlike here. It's going up.
Hey, on the contrary, water is very expensive here.
Uh, that's the
Yeah,
opposite
because
side.
yeah, it's mountains, right?
Mhm. Chika, she's living in a nice location.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
She's
really.
living in a nice
The
posh.
weather there is cool, unlike here in
Nice.
the city.
San Francisco weather.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
You're
Yeah.
in San Francisco,
No,
right?
I
No,
live in
San
Texas.
Francisco weather.
Ah,
I live in Dallas. I live in
Ah,
the heat. It is
so
so
it's hot
hot.
there also.
Yeah,
oh,
it is
Dallas
so hot.
Mavericks.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dallas Mavs.
that's right.
Yes.
You're a Mavericks fan?
No, it's the Mavericks
I
fan. They're
love Nurk. I love
bitchy.
Nurk.
Sorry, I'm an Laker fan.
It's okay. We don't count you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, I have
Okay.
sent you both the emails.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys should be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I added the video from last time.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
as soon as we get done with this, it'll take about 5-10 minutes for this to upload. And then I'll
Mm-hmm.
send you guys the link. I'll just piggyback it on that email to y'all. So
Good
Okay.
you
luck to me. Good luck to me.
yeah,
I
good
hope
luck,
I
guys.
can do. I hope I can do it.
It's gonna be a little time consuming because
Mhm.
there's a lot of different. There's a lot. So I hope you guys can get through it. And if you guys do get through it quickly, then just try more. Just try more. Use that cheat sheet. Try more. The easier it is for you to understand it, the easier it is to get stuff done. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
all right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes. Bye for
Bye.
now.
Take care of the
Have
kiddo.
a
Okay.
good night. And
Good night.
you,
Thank you.
Vivian, be safe.
I'll see you
Bye.
later.
Thank you. Say
Bye.
hi to Dirk.
Oh yeah, I talk to him all the time. I'll let him know. I'll see you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.